your time.
Thank you for having me again.
I want to give equal time now to Republican National Committee Chair Michael Whatley. He is with us from Trump headquarters in Florida. And Michael, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. What are your internal numbers showing?
We really like what we're seeing right now in places all across the South, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina, feeling very comfortable about what we're seeing there on the ground. We also are very excited about what we're seeing in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. The president is in a very good place based on what we saw with early voting, with absentee voting, for us to have a great day today. Right now, we are continuing to work very aggressively to get every last vote out. We are also working very hard to make sure that we are in place with our observers, our election integrity program. Every time a vote is cast or counted, we're ensuring that we're in the room.
And Michael, let me ask you about turnout. I know that those within the campaign are sending out messages to get men to go to the polls after work. Are you concerned about male turnout?
No, I think what we're doing is just making sure that we're doing everything we can to get every last voter out. We know that this is going to be a tight election. Every election is a tight election. These are battleground states. We call them battlegrounds for a reason, and we want to do everything we can all the way through the tape to get everybody out.
And Michael, finally, those late deciders, John Dickerson was looking inside the exit poll data, which suggests in North Carolina they are breaking toward the vice president. Is that worrying to you?
What we're seeing right now is that North Carolina, we had the first time ever that the Republicans won the early vote, absentee vote. We have a lead going into Election Day. There is very few undecided voters at this point in time. The turnout has been great all across the state, and we feel cautiously optimistic we're going to have a great result in North Carolina.
Well, Michael Whatley, keep us posted. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And when we come back, the biggest poll closing time of the entire night, 16 states plus the District of Columbia. We're talking about 171 electoral votes up for grabs. Among the states, the pivotal battleground Pennsylvania. We'll dive into the numbers. You're watching CBS News, America Decides, Election 2024.
For the facts. She's shopping for a used car, but she doesn't know that nearly half of them have been in an accident. Luckily, Carfax shows how accidents impact price, so she doesn't have to overpay. Unpause. Whoa, this is cool. Shop the only Carfax.com.
Your memory is an amazing thing, but sometimes it can start to slow down. But did you know Prevagen can help keep your memory sharp? The secret is the powerful ingredient apoquarin, originally discovered in jellyfish and found only in Prevagen. In a clinical study, Prevagen was shown to improve memory in subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired. Stay sharp and improve your memory with Prevagen. Prevagen, in stores everywhere without a prescription.
HCM is a serious heart condition affecting as many
English.
as 1 in 200 people. Like me.
And me. It can impact how you feel and what you can do.
I still felt tired on my beta blocker. So I talked to my cardiologist.
About treatment advances in HCM that gave me new options.
It was a breakthrough for me.
That conversation was big for me.
Talk to
Hi,
my
Hamzy.
cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
If you're looking for a Medicare supplement insurance plan that's smart now
I'm 65.
and really smart later,
I'm 70-ish.
consider an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan from United Healthcare. With this type of plan, you'll know upfront about how much your care costs, which makes planning your financial future easier. So call United Healthcare today to learn more about the only plans of their kind with the AARP name, and set yourself and your future self up with an AARP
No.
Medicare supplement plan from United Healthcare.
You don't.
45 years has taken a toll on my body. I take Qunol turmeric because it helps with healthy joints and inflammation support. Why Qunol? It has superior absorption compared to regular turmeric. Qunol, the brand.
Just like school, I mean, just like work.
Your election results are coming in across the country right now. We'll get to this in just a moment, but you can see our News 19's Rachel Rip. Is live at the Democratic Watch Party downtown Columbia, right on the river. Rachel.
Yes, Andrea, I'm here with Jeremy Jones, the chair of the Young Democrats of the Central Midlands. Jeremy, tell us about what this atmosphere has been like.
The atmosphere is cautiously optimistic, very electric, but very cautiously optimistic.
Okay, and who else can we expect to see later? Tonight.
Congressman Clyburn should make an appearance, and our chair, Crystal Spain, obviously is here. But, you know, different candidates and such are supposed to also come through.
Oh. Okay, awesome. So we're going to send things over to Walker Law now.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
Well, good evening, Rachel. It's a little hard to hear you out here as we are. So excited in the room with us right now. As they're calling another Donald Trump victory, but Governor McMaster just took the stage several moments ago discussing that people didn't like Biden's mandates and that he was too strict. So everyone here is he's expecting Donald Trump to win this election. Of course, Joe Wilson also took a stand and talked a little bit about his history in South Carolina politics. So we'll have more for you guys coming up next on News 19.
All right, thank you so much, Walker. He said they had just called a state that might be West Virginia, which was just called by the AP for former President Donald Trump. As far as the other states that have been called already, it is a slim few, but Vermont was called. This was called for Harris. Indiana was called for Trump. Kentucky was called for Trump. And West Virginia was called for Trump. Now let's look at South Carolina, where we are getting our numbers in slowly but surely. Here are the latest numbers in Kershaw County in the Midlands. 61% of those that went to the polls voted for President Trump. He is
I couldn't eat all day. Stress.
pulling ahead there. And then right next door
Why?
in Fairfield County right now, Harris is ahead with 56% of the vote, 3,100 to 2,300. So very close. We are.
Oh my God.
We're still waiting for our numbers in Richland County and Lexington County. We are going to continue to stream live over at WLTX Plus, so make sure to join us there.
Shouldn't let that.
Throughout the night.
That's the wrong thing to do.
Morning. Sunshine. How you like your eggs? Over easy. Is that Canadian bacon? Good eye. Is that a soft spot for the cured meats?
When you join the Players Club, you get way more than you expect. More chances, more wins, more surprises.
You didn't bring any lotion, did you? I'm doing a little scaling.
The Players Club. More happens here.
It's that time of year again. You guessed it, Medicare annual enrollment period. Don't let the changes coming in 2025 get you stuck at a roadblock. At the Alpine
Oh, you let the election stress you out.
local agents ready to help steer you down.
You should never let do that.
For your Medicare plan. Now is the time to review and make necessary changes to your Medicare policy. So call Alpine today at 803-432-4960 and let's cruise through Medicare together.
Welcome back to election night in America. Vice President Kamala Harris, former President Donald Trump. Will there be a winner this evening, or will the race continue into the days ahead? America decides right now.
We will vote, and we will win.
It is time for a new generation of leadership in America.
We're going to take back what is rightfully ours.
We are going to fight for the country we love.
See?
CBS News, America Decides, the election 2024. Now reporting, Nora O'Donnell.
And welcome back to CBS News Election Night headquarters in New York. Control of the White House, Senate, and House up for grabs in this historic election. It is now 8 p.m. in the East, 5 p.m. in the West, and it is the biggest poll closing time of the entire night. Polls just closed in 16 states and the District of Columbia. We're talking about 171 electoral votes are at stake this hour. Half of the states now in America closed. And so we're going to check in, too, on those all-important battleground states. Here you can see
just see he's running slightly ahead of what he did in 2020. That was exactly the strategy the Trump campaign wanted to have. More turnout and higher vote totals all throughout rural parts of every battleground state. At least in Georgia, and I could go all over the map. The trend line is pretty consistent, Nora. He is doing that. Even though the smaller counties have smaller numbers of votes, running up the margins there does help offset, or possibly could offset, we're expected to be very strong vote outcomes for the vice president in Metro Atlanta and some other parts of the state.
So break that down. What do you think that means?
Well, what it means is, for now, going back to our estimate, 50-50, that's by county, statewide, we'll go back to that overall estimate of Georgia at 50-50, that means as we get closer, as more of Metro Atlanta comes in, there is at least more of a buffer for former President Trump. It is not decisive, it is not determinative, because we don't have a call here yet. But in general, and Michael Whatley was talking about, what are these early indicators? They're just seeing higher turnout, higher vote totals at the margins in some of the redder counties of southeast Georgia and other parts of northern Georgia as well.
Major Garrett, thank you. I want to turn to Ed O'Keefe, our senior White House correspondent. I understand you have some new reporting.
Well, part of why things remain so tight there in Georgia is if you look at those counties around Atlanta, and maybe you can zoom in on some of them. What the Harris campaign is seeing is really
Angel, too, why you got so stressed out? Why? What made it so stressed?
Counties around Atlanta, higher totals than what the president got 4 years ago. That is how she wins a state like Georgia tonight. Can you run up the numbers in the suburbs? Can you get young college voters across the country to turn out? Can you lean on the black and Latino voters you need? In Georgia already, we're seeing good indications that the reason she's keeping it even is because Democratic advantages there around Atlanta, the biggest city in the South, may be improving.
All right, Ed O'Keefe, thank you. I want to bring in 60 Minutes correspondent Bill Whitaker, part of our Democracy Watch tonight. And we did see some foreign sources try and interfere with the democratic process today.
Yes, we did. We've been talking to election officials
in key battleground states all across the country. The headlines: federal officials are investigating dozens of fake
What's good, everybody?
threats at election
Like, comment,
websites
subscribe,
all
turn that
across
bell
the country.
notification on so every time
About 40
I drop a video, you'll be
in
notified
Georgia
each and every
alone.
time.
Federal officials tell us that these threats are picking up as this evening goes on. The federal officials have traced the threats back to an email or back to email accounts in Russia, though they're not yet sure that Russia is the actual source of these threats. But again, these threats have been deemed not to be credible. There's also what CISA, the country's top cybersecurity agency, calls a
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Information coming from our foreign adversaries designed to sow doubt in our election system. Election officials across the country are taking an aggressive approach to these claims this year. They're finding the disinformation, they're exposing it, and they're debunking it as quickly as possible. All in all, they tell us they're tracking no national level incidents that would have an impact on the security of our election infrastructure. It's an infrastructure they repeatedly assure us it has never been more secure.
Well, that is some good news.
How was y'all election day?
Yeah, very good.
Good news indeed.
Yeah, very good news. David, you want to add to that?
Yeah, we've heard all throughout the country, despite
How y'all
the
feel?
flood of disinformation, despite these bomb threats and others, voting's gone relatively smoothly. There are some places, 5 polling places in Fulton County.
I know y'all watching the polls.
In DeKalb County, Georgia, that were ordered to stay open a little bit later because of these bomb
Got to be
threats.
watching the
Election officials
news.
are handling it, and it might lead to some delays in getting those reports out, but Georgia counts very fast, so I'd expect that's going to be resolved pretty quickly.
We are watching it closely. Thank you very much, Bill and David. I want to check in with our correspondents that are in the battleground states with new reporting. Let's start it with the biggest battleground prize, Pennsylvania. CBS News senior White House correspondent Rita Jang is in Philadelphia. And Rita, we just keep hearing about big turnout today.
And Nora, both campaigns say they are really excited about what they are seeing because they are seeing high turnout in the places that matter most to them. For the Harris campaign, it is right here in Philadelphia and the city of Pittsburgh that typically votes overwhelmingly blue. I just heard from a campaign source that says that they are overperforming the internal turnout expectations here in Philly, and it continues to look very strong, which was a real concern for them because there was a softening of Democratic turnout over the past several years. 55,000 fewer registered Democrats in this city compared to 2020. And so they are optimistic. As for the Trump campaign, they are seeing, they say, a robust turnout in those rural areas where they have been targeting, especially men, low propensity voters who may not have ever voted at all. And so they say where it matters in the deep red parts, they're getting new voters out. But what is really different, Nora, is the way that they've gotten people to the polls. The Harris campaign ground game has been like a well-oiled machine with 50 field offices spread across the state with 110,000 volunteers since her launch, knocking on over 5 million doors. And this is something that they love talking about because they say they have a ground game that the Trump campaign doesn't even touch. But for the Trump team, they own that and they say, yeah, we have about 24 field offices and we are reaching people, but they really outsourced the door knocking and the traditional ground game to super PACs, including Elon Musk. And the Harris campaign says that's a real risk because they don't have the same kind of data points that they are getting, so they can target people that they need to get out and vote. So Nora, tonight, the headline is that the turnout is high. We don't know if it's a record, but every official that we've talked to here in Philadelphia, across the state, and certainly in those collar counties and the Philly suburbs are saying they are seeing remarkable numbers.
Yeah, we've heard those stories in Lehigh, that at the university there, that long lines of students still waiting to vote. Rita Jang, thank you for that reporting. Let's turn now to Georgia, and congressional correspondent Nicole Killian is in Atlanta. And Nicole, what are you hearing about turnout?
Well, in terms of turnout, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger says that more than 800,000 votes have been cast today, and he expects that number to surpass the million mark before the end of the day. That is on top of an additional 4 million ballots that were cast in early voting, which was a record. So that being said, there is some concern, as you all were talking about, that some of those polling locations had to extend their hours due to a number of bomb threats, particularly here in a number of the counties in the metro Atlanta area. Hamilton County had at least 30 bomb threats alone that we recall being sent via email. That is of particular concern to some Democratic operatives that I talked to who wanted to make sure that those locations that were impacted, the people stayed in line to cast their ballots, particularly because these are not only Democratic strongholds, but in some cases are more predominantly black precincts. And in terms of the black turnout, I do want to point to some exit polling data that we have that shows, at least for Vice President Kamala Harris right now, it appears that turnout is hovering somewhere around 86%, which is slightly lower than President Biden back in 2020. But that being said, I've talked to a number of organizers here in the state who emphasize that they are not particularly concerned about the numbers right now, and that in these final days leading up to the election, they really doubled down on places here around Atlanta.
She has 27, he has 9.
Further south in the state, places like Albany, Georgia, so they are confident that turnout will be there.
Nicole Killian, thank you for that reporting. Want to check in now with Skylar Henry. He's in the battleground state of North Carolina at a Democratic watch party there in Raleigh. And Skylar, what are you hearing about turnout?
Good evening to you. Board of Elections officials have indicated that they anticipate that the results here tonight could very well surpass.
What's good? What's good? I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Registered voters back then came out
She's probably gonna get the rest of
that number either meeting or passing that. Both the Harris and Trump campaigns say that they are confident about what's happening here in the Tar Heels.
Yeah, they got North Carolina and Tulsa.
How was y'all voting?
And that's 16 elected points. That's 16
for the Harris campaign.
She did North Carolina, that's 16.
What's up, JR?
The fact that they invested the resources that they did here in North Carolina so early on in the cycle. They had more than 29 field offices around the state, more than 350.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
And we're talking about something that I just received from a Harris Walz campaign representative that said that they are focused on the ground game. They say close races come down to turnout and ground game. We have the ground game advantage, and so we will see there. But the Harris campaign says that they're also enthused about the inroads that they're making in those urban areas.
How was your day?
In Charlotte, in Winston-Salem, here in the Research Triangle, that's where Raleigh is, as well as Asheville. Now,
JD Fish asked if he could be. Welcome back. No. Nope.
That they were concerned about what turnout could potentially look like out there. We just got off the phone with the Buncombe County Board of Elections chair, who said that they set an early voting record with more than 116,000 votes cast. So something certainly surreal, given the fact of all the devastation that they had to deal with. We should point out very quickly.
Not at all.
Several precincts that have to be temporarily put up in tents, and that could potentially impact when we see those numbers come back to those election offices, because roads are still washed out. There are temporary road structures that had to be put in place. It is still difficult to move around in some parts of western North Carolina, and so that could take a little bit of time.
So what you do today?
That we can see here tonight.
Skylar, you did such excellent reporting following Hurricane Helene, so I know you know that area, the devastation that they faced, and it's good to see.
So what you do today?
Many of them will be able to vote. They surged that area with polling places. Great reporting, Skylar. Thank you so much. I want to turn now to John Dickerson. There is some new exit poll data coming in. We are focused like a laser on Georgia too, because that was the first, of course, these battlegrounds to close. And one of the key questions is that composite of the electorate. What about independents?
Big T. What's going on? That's 5 points. Looking beautiful. Oh yeah, it does.
Kamala Harris.
You won them 4 years ago.
4 years ago in 2020. I'll give you the picture. In 2020, independents represented 28% of the electorate. Joe Biden got 53% of that vote. Donald Trump got 44% of the vote. That was in 2020. So Biden won them by 9 points. If we look now at what's on your screen, you
I'm
see
on
that Donald
to the
Trump
road 10,000. I'm on the road. I'm on the road to 10,000.
According to the emerging picture from the exit polls, is up by 11 points in Georgia. And if you don't mind, I'll spin you through the independents in North Carolina and Pennsylvania as well. So in North Carolina in 2020, Biden beat Trump by just 4 points. They were 30% of the electorate. In North Carolina now, thank you for keeping me on track, Nora. Right now, independents in North Carolina,
I think I'll probably be monetized by the end of the year.
By the exit polls in Georgia,
I still got a lot of watch hours I need to get up.
North Carolina. Finally,
Still got to get those watch hours up.
In Pennsylvania, the independents represent 24% of the electorate so far. Trump is up 50 to 44. So that also is divergent.
Okay,
from
I'll
the
let him
picture
know.
that
He
we
said
saw in
he wants to
2020 when
start
Joe
fresh
Biden
with
won
you.
And it's 52-44. So the overall net of all of this is that in Pennsylvania and Georgia,
He had that
Trump is
chance.
doing well
He
with
blew it.
independents, whereas those voted for Democrat the last time around, and in North Carolina, it's right down the middle, 49-49 with independents.
Could that be decisive?
It could be decisive in a teeny tiny tight race. You want all the groups going for you that are up for grabs, and in this case, in
And if
two
she's
of the three states.
underperforming in independence, that's a big story. All right, we've got so much more coming in. We've got to take a quick break. We'll dig into the latest results, also the path to victory. CBS News America decides election 2024 coverage returns in just a moment.
Every time I let somebody in, they always stab me in the back. I got tired of that. I can't continue doing that.
Get all the CBS News election information at your fingertips, including full access to interactive election maps,
You know.
push alerts on major races, plus breaking news and 24/7 streaming coverage. Get the free CBS News app now.
You on guard today? Oh, nah. They just got Simply Safe. It protects the whole home, inside and out.
Stop. This is
So y'all watching the results. I know y'all got to be watching the results. I know some of y'all sitting on the edge of the chairs.
After I gave birth, my hair wasn't even thin, it was gone.
When I spoke to my dermatologist, he immediately pointed me in the direction of Nutrafol. It's 100% drug-free and clinically tested.
Within 3 months, my hair was fuller. It's longer. It's so much thicker.
I had more scalp coverage. It's so nice to be.
No, y'all got to be sitting on the edge of the chairs.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Pots.
Hit that like button.
Non-addictive. Targeted
Like,
and
comment, subscribe.
I recommend Salon Pots. It's good medicine.
If you have generalized myasthenia gravis, picture what life
Man,
would look like.
I didn't log off last night to about 5:30 this morning.
Injection that takes about 30 to 90
And I mean, it was like I still had like 40 something people was watching.
abilities and reduce muscle weakness with a treatment plan that's personalized to you. Do not use Vyvgart Hytrulo if you have a serious allergy to any of
I feel like if I wouldn't have logged off, I still probably would have been. It would still would have been online. I would have still been live.
such as rashes, swelling under the skin, shortness of breath, and hives. The most common side effects are respiratory and urinary tract infections.
That was crazy.
And injection site reactions.
Very
They
crazy.
may increase the risk of infusion-related reactions and infection. Tell your doctor if you have a history of infections or symptoms of an infection. Talk to your neurologist about Vyvgart Hytrulo for GMG and picture your life in motion.
Tomorrow, what's next in this historic election? Our expert team has you covered with breaking overnight updates, correspondents in every corner of the country, and Tony DeCopo live from Florida. Join us on CBS Mornings tomorrow.
So was you off today or did you work today?
Welcome back to CBS News. News coverage of election night 2020.
What's good? What's good? Thank y'all for stopping by. Thank y'all for stopping by.
Look at this projection. CBS News projects.
It is over now. It is over now.
Governor's race in North Carolina. You may remember this story because Mark Robinson
It's coming down to the wire. It's coming down to the wire.
called MLK on steroids, and then it was alleged by some and uncovered by some CNN reporting.
North Carolina got a new governor.
Had posted some racist and misogynist stuff on a porn site.
Mark Robertson, no, he wasn't gonna win North Carolina.
Funds in that state for that Republican candidate, and Josh Stein has emerged victorious according to our CBS News projection.
North Carolina got a new governor.
With our past paths to victory. Good to see you, Maurice. And I think it's early in the night, and we haven't projected any of the battleground states yet, but we can show people. But I know you.
What y'all got going on?
Each of these candidates can get.
Y'all might have quiet tonight.
270, right? A lot of us got into journalism, by the way, because there'd be no math. But here we are. This is all about the numbers, and the numbers do tell the story. So this starting map, Laura, is where we are at the moment. Very, very early. That's the headline. The night is young. 99 to 27. Donald Trump is leading. But we can take you to what we consider to be the starting point. This is based on past history, likely patterns expected to play out this year as well. So the red states showing Donald Trump's likely wins, and the blue states showing Kamala Harris's likely wins as a starting point. So she would have 226 to his 219. In the middle are 93 states in white, up for grabs, the battlegrounds, right? So let's take a look at a couple of the paths to victory. For Kamala Harris, the most likely, and the one that she's banking on the most, is what traditionally Democrats have won. Pennsylvania taking 19 there, Michigan taking 15 there, and Wisconsin taking 10 electoral votes.
The so-called blue wall strategy.
Exactly, the blue wall, all the bricks there in order. Joe Biden won them. Donald Trump, by the way, won them in 2016. But this is traditional Democratic territory. You see it gives her 270 right there. She becomes the next president of the United States. Easiest path, if easy could be used here.
Exactly. Doesn't look easy tonight, right?
Nothing easy about this. It's very, very much a cliffhanger. But if Donald Trump were to flip Georgia back, right?
Jay, are you still there?
Lost by fewer than 12,000 votes, 11,799 votes to be exact. If he were to flip Georgia back into the red column, and then North Carolina, 16 more electoral votes there, and to hold on to that, he won that one by 75,000 back in 2020. Yes, 2020. And then if he were to take Pennsylvania, he would become the next president of the United States. 270 right there. So it shows you how critical each of these states is at this point. Pennsylvania just closed. If that were to go the other way, you know, that takes it right out of his hands, and now he has to go elsewhere to find.
Jamel, what's going on? You went for Trump?
Bring him closer,
but not yet.
251, a long way. He'd have to go into one of the blue walls.
So what you thinking?
One of those bricks.
What's your prediction?
He'd need at least 15.
Jamel, what's your prediction?
He'd get it right there. And call that 266. He'd still need one more state. He'd still need to get to Wisconsin to get over the top. So you can see how critical Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, they all are to both candidates.
Maurice Dubois, thank you. Want to turn now to Cecilia Vega, because Cecilia, I know you did some reporting in Pennsylvania. What are we learning about what may be happening in the Keystone State?
What's good with everybody? What's good? What's good? Who raised the most money?
The show with its 19 electoral college votes, and I think, Nora, to understand the significance of Pennsylvania,
I don't even know who raised the most money. But from what they saying, Vice President Harrison, I think she raised the most money.
ending her final rally on the steps of the famous Rocky Steps there. But look, Al Schmidt, the Secretary of State, told me we are.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
In Pennsylvania tonight, delay does not mean anything nefarious is happening. Pack your patience, you said at the top.
Thank you very much, Cecilia. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Many remedies you take for chest congestion only mask the symptoms. You're gonna love.
There you have it. I had what?
So we got some major things to get to today. So it is what it is.
There you have it.
Respond to your brother getting out.
But you said, but you voted for Trump, right? Did you or did you not vote for Trump?
New at 5, only Channel 2 Action News is hearing from Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis of the dramatic conclusion to the gang racketeering case against rapper Young Thug last week. Culture Investigative reporter Mark Winnie's live inside Fulton County Courthouse. Mark, you actually asked the district attorney if it was worth all the trouble.
You know, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office says this is the grand jury room, where the YSL indictment was returned against Young Thug and others, where the criminal prosecution began. And now she's talking about the way his case ended, though the YSL case itself.
So did you or did you not vote for Trump, Jamel?
The reality is, as you know, I have aggressively prosecuted gang violence, and there is no one above or below the law.
Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis says though she did not agree on a deal for a plea with attorneys for Jeffrey Williams, better known as megastar hip-hop artist Young Thug, she's choosing not to publicly voice whether she agrees or disagrees
No,
with the sentence.
I wanted him to win. I didn't believe in the Republican where we live. Where you from?
Every charge he faced in the YSL case, except for two, to which he pled no contendere or no contest, which she says is similar to a guilty plea, except when it comes to civil lawsuits. You poured a lot of resources to put a flag on this case.
You should know, District Attorney, if you're not going to take flag. The reality is the world has been caught up with one defendant, but we indicted 28 defendants. 13 of those defendants are now disposed of cases. We have 14 more defendants to go, and so we are going to continue to pursue justice in that case.
Ms. Willis says that Young Thug exited the Fulton County jail soon after his plea in a car driven by one of his attorneys.
Jamel, where you from?
Amount of time in jail while waiting or going through his trial.
He's been in jail almost 3 years, so that is not a walk in the park.
She says there is room for accountability in a complicated sentence involving 5 years community time served, followed by 15 years probation, to be followed by a quote backloaded 20-year prison term, which will also be community time served if he successfully completes the probation, which is loaded with lots of special conditions.
Hope swings eternal that he will do well, because if not, he's going to land himself in prison for another 20 years.
The DA says video from gang murder cases unrelated to Williams we reported on last week underscores that gangs are a major driver of crime here. Now, the DA's office says Atlanta police crime stats show some key violent crime categories are down as of
I wonder where everybody at tonight.
At the same time, in 2022, and an aggressive prosecution of gang members is a key reason why. Reporting live inside Fulton County Grand Jury Room. Mark Lynn.
Where you from, Jamel?
When you understand comic drama, as I do and others do, there was about maybe 30% of the chat when I said this that were in agreement, and 70% was like, nah, man. Y'all see what they're trying to do, right? When you never want to say your loss, you play to your wins. That's how everybody does it. So,
BT, how was your day today? What did you do today?
we point out the losses that they have. We don't point out the wins.
I ain't staying on here alone tonight. Not tonight. I sure ain't. I ain't finna pull up. No, almost all. I mean, I think I did. Last night I did almost 10 hours. I was live for about 10 hours. That's a lot of hours.
Some people can get in here and argue and all that stuff. I'm telling you right
That's the longest I ever been on live. Was 10 hours.
I knew Fannie Willis was going to take this round. Bonnie Brown is down since Jeffrey Williams has been in there. And that's true, but the reason for it isn't because of the aggressiveness towards the quote-unquote gangs. We would be having major gang arrests almost every other month. Just is what it is. So that part has not happened. What happened was everybody was hauled up.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
You see crime rates drop dramatically to a point where there were times where there were shootings in all these cities and stuff like that, and it hadn't happened for years. Because everybody was in the house. Nobody could do anything. And the thugs and gangsters and killers and all that stuff, they still do that too. So they was in the house creating babies. That's why you see, I can't say the CWID word, but yeah, that's why you see the spike a little bit as far as births go. But ultimately, Fannie Willis won against Young Thug. Why? Well, we had fireworks in the courthouse. Y'all ready for this one? We just did.
Of course, we have another issue because we can't have more than one normal no-issue trial day in a row. So I had an email from one of the jurors this morning. Interestingly, he sent two different drafts of it. The first says,
It's to my assistant. Will you have a minute? Please relay this to the judge. Good morning, Judge Whitaker. I am requesting to be removed from the current case due to the length of this trial and how the state has handled this case.
All of this by saying it is still incredibly early. Americans right now they're still lining up to vote in some states. There are still some polls that will stay open very late because of some irregularities. There were very few, but there were some. I want everyone to keep in mind 2020 we didn't know for days. Everyone is hoping that it will be sooner. Let's see what happens in the next few hours. I, of course, here at Trump headquarters, the news is still very optimistic.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Where everybody at?
Headquarters as we get closer to those crucial results. Donald Trump has promised to come here, win or lose. He, of course, expects to win. And he does say, though, earlier in the day, he did, in fact, say that he would accept the results. He was assuming they are fair. He was then asked, what do you think? Are the results fair so far? Continually says, which is a bit of a departure for him, that he hadn't seen anything unfair so far. Early hours, in fact, it could be early days yet. Right now, both campaigns very nervously watching Pennsylvania and North Carolina.
Oh, I can imagine, the anxiousness amongst not just the American public, but even reporters and also all the news journalists. I wanted to ask.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel.
What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm trying to keep my eyes on the live and trying to keep my eyes on the numbers for the votes. So what everybody up to? What y'all got going on?
Yeah, and again, a little bit more than 10% statewide, heavily. Why you see such a massive Harris lead, not just heavily vote by heavily Philadelphia.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good with everybody?
Those are the two biggest in the state.
What y'all got going on? Y'all still watching the election? Everybody must be watching the election.
To take shape, what we're going to be looking at, because this could be absolutely critical, obviously, when we start talking about road to 270 scenarios. So, first of all, for Democrats in Philadelphia, it's just a question of margin. Harris is going to win this big, but let me just show you what happened in 2020. This is what it looked like, and this was a margin for Democrats. You can see Biden 603,000, Trump 132,000. That is a margin of about 470,000 votes for Democrats out of Philadelphia. I think one of the numbers to keep an eye on as Philadelphia and Pennsylvania comes in. Does that get up to, if that got to 500,000, maybe set that as a bit of a benchmark here. If Democrats can get that up to 500,000, I think they're feeling very good about what they can do in Pennsylvania. Can they drive that number up? Because, while this is a big number for Democrats, this 81-18 victory for Biden over Trump,
voters.
Quickly, I do think Allison's report was fascinating. Gwinnett County, it went for Clinton by 6 points.
What's good, everybody? What?
Here's a county that Democrats.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
As have Republicans.
It's like the gender gap as I go to Senator McCaskill and Sarah Fagan. I mean, I mentioned there were Trump rallies in Gwinnett County. One of them was the one where Tucker Carlson, the former Fox News host, talked about daddy's coming home and he's going to give little girl a spanking, like, the sheriff's coming to town, which is a message that, if you're trying to reach female voters, I don't know how the females on this panel feel about that, but that's where that happened.
Not good. Don't feel good about that. I think most women don't feel good about that. But, I come from a state that is very Trump heavy. So I certainly know that there are women out there that have bought what he's selling. I like to say I think there's about a third of the Trump voters that don't believe a word he says, but they really like the idea that their tax cuts going to stay in place, and they think their business interests are going to be better protected with less regulation. And then 2/3 of the Trump voters who believe every word he says and like it just fine.
Sarah, I want to get your thought on something at work right now. And there was a bit of a mixed message in the campaign, the Donald Trump's campaign, about early voting. Yes, do it, don't do it. How do you think that is playing out?
Well, if you look at some of the early vote returns, certainly we saw higher numbers of Republicans voting early. It looks to me like a lot of those were election day voters previously who voted early. Okay, great for the Trump campaign. They banked votes. They can focus on those who haven't voted. So to me, what I'm going to be looking for is his share of the early vote higher than it was in 2020? Democrats dominated the early vote totals in 2020. And, Donald Trump in most of these states was doing 35, not even higher than 40% in any of those states, these target states we've been talking about all night. So does he do 42, 43, 44%?
In 2020, we were in the midst of a pandemic. Donald Trump was actively telling people not to vote early or not vote by mail, saying he was suspicious of it. They're, to Lester's point, changed that too. Now they're actively encouraging Republican voters to go in and early vote, and Republican voters seem to have answered that call.
That's right. It was a huge strategic blunder in 2020 to have done that, particularly in a close race. Had he not done that, perhaps he would have won. So I think he learned that lesson. And also, if you just look at the trends in early voting and the
South Carolina.
absentee by states, it's a prudent thing to do.
Where you from, Jamel?
The Republican apparatus absolutely made a big push this cycle to get voters out to vote early. Donald Trump himself was all over the map on that. You see it at his rallies. He talks about at one rally he would say go out and do it. At another rally he would cast doubt on the validity of ballots that were put in through the mail, etc. Some of that likely seeped down to some of his voters in some of these key battleground states, as we heard from talking to voters in some of these battlegrounds. Remember that this is a former president who, over the summer, you look at, let's say, 20 rallies, at 5 of them, he cast doubt on the results of the election even before votes were counted. That ramped up in just the last month. At 14 of 20 rallies, he did the same thing. So he has not been super consistent on this.
Let's go to Tom Yamas right now. Tom, as we speak, North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania are counting votes right now.
Yeah, and we're getting ready for poll closings in places like Nebraska, and Nebraska could be the key to it all. And I know what you're saying, Nebraska, yes. So when you look at our beautiful map here, you see the maps.
I am from South Carolina.
Here that aren't colored in, and then Nebraska and Maine, they have this kind of where's Waldo effect. When we hit it, here's why. Nebraska and Maine, they both give out their electors a little differently. They're electoral votes. If you win the popular vote, you get 2 in Nebraska, and then they give it by congressional district as well. Trump is going to win 2 of the congressional districts most likely in the popular vote. But congressional district 2, CD2 in Nebraska, is a battleground district, and the entire election, I say, could come down to this. Let me explain why. So let's take you to Nebraska and show you where CD2 is. It's essentially the city of Omaha, right? I'm going to draw it for you and then show you the congressional district. It's the city of Omaha, a little bit of Saunders, and then a little bit of Sarkey as well. I should say all the Saunders as well. That's essentially the way it looks, right? I'm going to give you the congressional map so we can cut it out a little more. So this right here, that's congressional district 2. It's a swing district, as I said. 2016, Trump wins by 6.
I guess everybody watching the
2020, Biden wins by 2.
everybody watching the polls results.
Because we come down to that scenario where it's 269.
I'm almost an hour in and only got but a few people in.
To Nebraska too. So
Yeah.
every vote does matter. It matters so much that we spoke to people in Omaha, asking them about what this campaign was like. They said they've never seen anything like it. They've been inundated with ads.
I guess it'll get better tomorrow as I keep going.
Before. Again,
But I thank y'all for the ones that's already here.
and that's why every vote matters. Again, Omaha, the biggest area of Nebraska, fastest growing area, and tonight we'll be watching it.
Tom, you promised me you would not raise the specter of the 269 to 269.
It could happen. We're ready for it.
It could happen. The Constitution.
Insufferable and lead at that margin, that is good news for the Harris campaign.
Diana, let's look at a comparison sometimes is helpful when we look at how, particularly because Donald Trump was running in 2020 against Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was running as VP. So there are some apples to apples comparisons here to be made. We should know. Only about 16%.
Good evening. How you doing?
So a 22% gap.
So what are y'all thinking about? How y'all think this thing's gonna turn out?
By about an 18%.
How y'all think it's gonna turn out?
Early in the night, but Kamala Harris outperforming Joe Biden right now. Do you expect that margin to hold, or is it too early to say? What do you think?
It could still be closer to the 58 and 40%, but
You think it'll narrow a little bit?
yeah.
So what y'all think this election is gonna turn out? How y'all think it's gonna turn out?
Voters and whatnot, it's extremely diverse. So this is to be expected for, most Republican strategists would see that. And
Come on, give me y'all opinion. We did good last night. Let's do it again.
moving up a couple notches.
Come on now, come on in. Express your opinion. This way you can come in and express your opinion. Nobody gets upset. Nobody gets mad. Everybody got the right to say what's on their mind. Everybody got the right to the First Amendment. So come on in.
Both being former panelists on our show, we love bringing
Let me know your thoughts.
Voice back to the voter. Voice of the Voter is one of our premier franchises here, and I want to ask you about turnout. Before we ask about turnout, we do have a clip queued up from one of our former voices, a gentleman who says the first election he voted in was a very long time ago. Let's take a listen. Well, we're going to get that queued up for you. I believe if we check our chat, yes, Mr. Willie Barnett, I'm talking to our producers here, just getting it queued up. But once again, you guys know that we really like to put emphasis on our voice of the voters. But while we get it queued up here, and we do have it, let's go to Mr. Barnett.
What would you say was different from 1962 to 2024 right here in Atlanta, Georgia, in an election year?
The convenience of voting at that town is very inconvenient for people, both black people. There were those that wanted to vote, and there were those that were afraid to vote. And a lot of them wouldn't vote because of fear.
What's good? What's good? What's your opinion on the election?
Once again, you were just hearing from Mr. Willie Barnett that was over at the A.G. Rhodes Nursing Home. He was very excited to speak with us, but most importantly, the message, being able to get out there and vote. He says that he has been voting in every single election since he was 18. He has encouraged his family to get out there and vote. But Kyle, that is one of the obstacles that the Democrats are facing this election, is people staying at home. Part of her rallies was not really convincing people to vote for her, but those who wanted to vote for her, hey, get off the couch.
What's good? Y'all keep popping in, popping out. What's good? What's good? We talking about the election. We talking about the election.
Well, I think the important thing.
What are y'all opinion about the election? How y'all think this thing is going to turn out?
Of a larger ecosystem that is engaging voters. We at the Galileo Impact with a coalition of organizations across the state to engage voters. And we did a survey last year that showed us that 2/3 of Latino voters, there's 400,000 Latino voters, 2/3 of Latino voters have told us that they had never heard from a Republican or
What are y'all thoughts? What are your thoughts?
by Republican or Democratic campaign. So that
What are y'all predictions? What are your predictions?
have so much more value. And so I think, we felt a lot of excitement from our community in the shakeup of the year when President Biden dropped out, Vice President Harris became the nominee. And so I think we're going to see that momentum. We're going to see that energy, just how much there is in places like Gwinnett and DeKalb.
And guys, I want to jump in here and tee up a question to go to you, Deanna, next. If we can take a look at our results map here, we just had some sizable movement in the overall makeup of the race at this point. At 8:40 p.m., Donald Trump had a 55% to 44% lead in the state. Now, only about 9 minutes later, we had another roughly 400 or so thousand votes reported. That lead has shrunk dramatically. Now it is a 5-point race here in Georgia with Donald Trump still in the lead, 52% to 47%. But as you've heard all night long, it's a margins game. That margin has gotten closer. And maybe, probably, in fact, no surprise, we just saw some more results reported in our core metro Atlanta. DeKalb County now on the board, and in a big way, DeKalb County reporting 255,000 votes. That's 60% of the estimated total. That is Fred Hicks. Maybe he coined this term. If not, whoever did was sharper than him. Calls it the faithful 5 counties in metro Atlanta. Dina, when you see these metro results, as a Republican, what do you make of it?
It's to be expected, right?
This is what it looks like.
This is what it should be. Again, a huge minority population in DeKalb County. Most of the cities and the county commission are Democrat majorities. So those items, as you call it, the Fab Five, they're to be expected. Small toss-ups could be in Cobb, where we can get a little bit more than usual, where it wouldn't be so large, like 82%. But yeah, those are to be expected for sure.
And just important to remind viewers at home, what you're looking at right now, this is an overall view. It's 8:51 We are going to be giving results all night until this race is called. If you look at the top right corner of your screen, you will see that it is a 62% estimated total vote, 14% reporting. That means that we're just continuing to get numbers in. You see that total vote under the two candidates there. We have cracked 3.3 million folks, and so we haven't gotten up to that 4 million reported of early and absentee ballots, as well as the estimated 1.1 million or so that is expected today.
Good evening, 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 good evening. How's everybody? What everybody up to? What are you up to? What are your predictions when it comes to this election?
To a certain county, that is when it'll pick up that red or blue color. It will go red or blue depending on who is in the lead there. So that's just a little explanation of the map that we are seeing here. And if you did not know, Zach Merchant is behind the wheels of this map. So if there's any mistakes, don't get
Yeah, everybody, buckle your seatbelts because now at the driver's seat, everybody beware. This is better though. I used to do this with a touch screen. Now I get a trackpad, which is a little more accurate. While I am driving, let's maybe take a tour south down I-75 for a moment and talk about Central Georgia. Because this is a region that we saw, in particular, former President Trump campaigning heavily in some of his earlier campaigns, but we also saw him in Macon over the weekend. Yes. We also saw earlier this year Vice Presidential Democratic nominee Governor Tim Walz in Macon. We saw, I believe, Jill Biden, the First Lady in Central Georgia as well.
And Vice President Harris and Walz, that was their first, oh no, that was Savannah.
In Savannah.
Very, very first stop.
But maybe we're taking a little tour around the state while we're on this morning. Let us start our tour of our beautiful state we call home in Bibb County, where the city of Macon is located. About 180,000 folks, give or take, who live in the county in total. 56% of the estimated total vote is in. Vice President Harris is out to a pretty large double-digit lead here. Is Bibb County the blue dot in a sea of red in Central Georgia? What do you make of all this, Tom?
I think in order for Democrats to win Georgia, they have to have a nuanced view of Georgia, especially national Democrats. And clearly, this election cycle, the Harris-Walz campaign understood a lot of the nuances of Georgia. You can't just be in the metro Atlanta area. Obviously, it's incredibly important, but you want to be in places like Columbus, you want to be in Macon, you want to be in Augusta, you want to be in Savannah. And they have shown that they are willing, that the Democrats have shown at the national level, that they're willing to invest in these other parts, other regions of Georgia that in previous election cycles that have kind of flown under the radar.
Yeah. Well, Republicans have attacked those same areas because we're hoping to chip away at that Democrat vote, especially either keep them at home or maybe even bring them over and vote for President Trump. Even if they do, Democrats on the down ballot races, we want them to select him at the top of the ticket.
And as we're looking at these counties, Zach, it looks like, the margins are not too close. We know that there's about 78% reporting. That could change. But when we were looking at the polling before, and of course this was kind of like statewide polling, you were within the margin of error. You were 2% ahead or 1% ahead. Some polls, of course, had maybe one person 5 or 6 points ahead. But the majority of the polls were within the margin of error. As we're looking at some of these early numbers coming in, with every time you have the Baltimore County 86% in.
Houston County actually is also an interesting one to talk about. And then maybe we should talk about the overall margin there. The Houston County has the city of Warner Robins in it, and then a very rural chunk of the county outside of it. Maybe one of Georgia's kind of marquee, how is it going to turn out state or counties rather? Donald Trump right now at 78% of the results.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
By about a percentage point where he was when everything was said and done in 2020, and as they pointed out, this is a 12% gap in Houston County. 2020, right now, we're seeing a 13% gap in Houston County.
With 78% reported.
How's everybody doing tonight? Trying to wait on people to come in so we can talk about this election. But I guess I don't have the turnout tonight. I guess everybody watching the election. Everybody sitting on the edge of the chair wondering who's going to win. Sab, I didn't vote too. Me neither. To me, I feel like it's just a waste of time.
that could be the ballgame.
Where you from, Seth?
Individual counties, and there's a big gap between these candidates. But when you zoom out to the full statewide picture, which is what we're looking
Hey everyone, hey Shay. What's good? What's good? How are you today? How was your day today?
Getting closer. 52% for former President Donald Trump, 47% for Vice President Kamala Harris, with 3.4.
Girl, I didn't even go to bed till about Indiana. Oh, okay, you South Carolina. I didn't log off to about 5:30 this morning.
As the night goes on, and it's okay to say you don't know because I just asked you to predict the future.
I did. I could assume that it will get tighter. As you know, last time, what it did.
So when it comes to the election, Seth, what's your opinion?
Some change votes, right?
It was right here. I mean, as close as you can.
How you feel about this election?
This is 2020 results.
Very, very small amount of individuals. So, my idea, it could be the same. Hopefully flip-flop though.
Kyle, what do you make of it? Do you see this margin? Let's go back to the 2020 results. Do you see the margin narrowing as we start to get more results in, or do you think that former President Trump holds a lead as we go later into the night?
I think that margin is going to continue to tighten up. Gwinnett, we just started getting votes in from Gwinnett and DeKalb counties, which are not only just huge population centers, with, when we talk about the Metro Atlanta area, but, that's where the Democrats perform well. And so if Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris can continue.
Who do I have? Do I have?
Margins that
I don't like Trump character, and I feel like Kamala will just continue status quo like the rest. I mean, me too. I mean, I don't know too much. I don't know too much about her to say anything about her. But as far as Trump, I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Checking with you guys in just a few minutes, but right now we want to head out to Cody Alcord, who is joining us live from Gwinnett County. They are currently counting ballots, Cody, and sending out numbers. What's it looking like out there?
That's right, Faith. It's a very busy time here. Right.
I can't even find the right news channel to watch it. Dana, what's going on, D-Pain? What's your prediction? Pretty good. How about you? I'm doing good. I didn't get off. I mean, man, look at. I didn't get offline till about 5:30 this morning. Man, I'm seeing. I mean, right now that's what I'm looking at too. It can go either way. I prefer Trump, but never like this character. Oh, okay, I already read that. Yep, I didn't. Man, it was real late when I got off. I mean, when I got offline last night. I mean, it was real. I mean, real late when I got off. I mean, y'all some great supporters. I mean, it'll be hard to tell. It's gonna be hard to tell. Only thing I just hate about it, all these counties and stuff that's got to be counted. Everybody got to have their votes in order for them to declare that declare the state that they in. I mean, he said. I mean, one thing about it, he said that if he lose, he gonna act right. He gonna do right. How many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all believe that? That he gonna do right? Lives guts, lives guts. What's good? What's good? Good. What's good? What's good? What's good? We don't need another June 6th, but I also feel like the Democratic will contest the election if Trump wins. I don't know nothing. I'm just assuming. I don't think they're gonna contest to it. That's when the problem. When you start contesting to the stuff, that's when all the problems come along. But if you got a narrow-minded like Trump, there's no telling what might happen. Both will want a recount. I mean, it's gonna be hard to tell if both of them gonna want a recount. We probably don't get everything, the results till in the morning. I don't think we're gonna get the results tonight. But I wonder if he lose, would he call her and congratulate her? That's what I wonder. I'm going to fix me something to drink, y'all. Be right back. I hope he would give acre grass. He claimed it to give one to Biden. Who knows? He didn't want it to though. I think he gonna be checking out though. He gonna be, you know, if he lose, I think he gonna be like a baby with a temper tantrum. He gonna wobble all over the floor. That's what I believe. Exactly, that's what I believe. What I'm watching now, he's they doing Georgia right now.
Yeah, so we've got some counties where we've got, you know, a lot, maybe all of the votes that I think are very significant. We highlighted at the start of the night in North Carolina.
He got South Carolina where I'm from.
Union County in red. It's a core suburban Republican county, and it's one of those. It's gigantic, first of all, and second of all, it's one of those where Trump still won.
South Carolina, I think South Carolina always been a Republican state.
When you lose further ground, that's what Democrats are trying to do in Union County. We basically got all the votes.
It don't matter if he want to do it. He might be a man about it. he might be a man about it. He really might be a man about it.
A little bit here in Union County. That is what his campaign wants to see. They did not want any more slippage. You can go next door from Union County and you see another trend that I think we're starting to see pretty clearly in North Carolina, and I'll show you that now. This is Anson County, again, just about complete. This is a rural county with a large black population, and one of the concerns for Democrats was they believed the turnout in recent elections among African Americans in these rural counties has been lower than they need. You know, when Barack Obama ran and won the state in 2008, he did very well, won a lot of these counties. The question was, would Democrats improve in these counties tonight? What they've said about the ground game, maybe having Harris at the top of the ticket, thinking this might help them. So you see it right here. This county looks like it's going to flip. Joe Biden won this by 4 points 4 years ago. Now Donald Trump, with just about all the vote in, is ahead by 3 in Anson County. Again, rural, large African-American population. A lot of counties that are similar to that are here in the eastern part of North Carolina. And again, we're starting to get most, if not all, the results. Vance County here, large, rural, African-American.
It's going to be hard to tell.
Biden won it by 19 tonight. Harris, just about all
I'm 100% throw some shade at Trump, even if I prefer him. He can be crazy sometimes. Not sometimes, but I think he's crazy all the time. I think he might be crazy in his sleep.
Points 4 years ago. Tonight, about 17 points. Still a little bit to come there, but Harris behind the Biden number so far. You can look down at Martin County. Again, large black population. Trump 5 4 years ago. Tonight, 13, with about 20% more to come. That's the pattern we're seeing very clearly, I think, in these rural counties with significant African-American populations, where turnout and support level was a concern for Democrats. One thing you have to add in a lot of these counties, too, is that it may not just be turnout, there is also declining population in a lot of these counties too, that might be affecting Democrats as well. But again, that's a pretty clear pattern right there. The other pattern
he got Tennessee.
In North Carolina,
he wins Tennessee.
This is because again, a lot of what comes out first in these counties is the early vote, it's the in-person vote, it's the mail-in vote. Then what comes reported after that is the same thing. We want to see are there partisan differences between how those votes are going. So far, we are finding that Trump is doing better with the election day voters than he did with the pre-election, with the early voters. So as you get, when you get to 80% in the county, generally what's left to come, not uniformly, but generally is going to be that same day vote.
Alex, what's good? What's good, Alex?
Vote for Trump.
How are you tonight?
Looking for here right now, take a look at Wake County. This is the big biggie. This is, you know.
What's your prediction on when it comes to the election? What is your prediction?
Voters in here, and again, the name of the game here for Democrats is just drive up the margin as big as they can. So look, it was 26.5 points in 2020 for Biden. You know, it's a little bit stronger now for Harris. That's what they want to see. They want to get the number up in Wake. They want to get the number up. Now, Mecklenburg County is the other giant one. We don't have too much in right there. There's also been a question in North Carolina about this part of the state. When you get into the Blue Ridge Mountains, it was so affected by the hurricane. Is that going to affect turnout levels? Is that going to affect results at all? A couple things we can tell you.
He got West Virginia. He's got West Virginia.
And heavily Republican. I don't know why I just did that. They're mostly rural and heavily Republican. And we can just show you, you're starting to, it's tiny, but this is what you're seeing in the rural, heavily Republican mountain counties that are getting.
Alex, what's your prediction if you're still in the live?
Hitting that 2020 number, maybe going even a little bit north of it. And you can just see in terms of the turnout question here, which everybody's had in the wake of the hurricane. Look, 3857, 839. They're at about 4,700 votes. In 2016, it was 37. They're a little bit above 2020 level here. I think if you're above 2020, and that is, of course, an all-time record for turnout, you know, that indicates, I don't think there's an indication there, that's one county, but we're seeing it elsewhere, of a big turnout issue. There are two blue counties in the mountains. The big one is Buncombe. That's where Asheville is. Now, we don't have about half here with the same data come. If this were to hold, Democrats would be very happy with what's happening in Buncombe County because they depend on this to run up big margins here. But again, still to come is that election day vote that we think is more Republican. So is this vote going to come down for Democrats? Let's see as that comes in. They want to be hitting, a number north of what Biden did. The other county that's just about complete, and it is a blue county, it's where Appalachian State University is. I can show you that. Watauga County, just about all in right now. And again, Biden won this thing by a little over 8 points. It's at about 7 right now. Democrats, this is not a huge county, but Democrats in counties like this. There's a big academic institution. There's a pretty good concentration of students, of college degrees. A lot of these ingredients for Democratic success. They want to be driving up the numbers in those places. Another place like that is Orange.
Y'all leaving me?
University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill is here. This is basically on par for Democrats, even a touch above what they did in 2020. That's what they want to see. One other place I can just flag here. This is
what up, JR?
County. This, of all the counties, all the 100 in North Carolina, this is the one that swung the most to Democrats in the last election. Again, right outside Charlotte. It's growing, it's diversifying. It's pretty quickly diversifying. So again,
Boy, this thing's going to be hard to tell.
Democrats want to make further progress. Trump won this thing by almost 20 in 2016. And again, look at that. It came down to single digits in 2020. This is another test tonight. This is a place where Democrats want to really keep that momentum going early, but that's when we're going to keep an eye on there. But again, you can see those trends. Trump in the big suburban test outside Charlotte.
Oh, okay, Sal.
He probably passes that test in Union County. And the Democrats so far.
I wish they quit talking about North Carolina. Either he gonna get North Carolina, or she gonna get North Carolina.
Still to come, though. We want to see how Wake finishes. We want to see Mecklenburg, the Triad. You got Greensboro. We don't have a ton here in Greensboro. Forsyth County, where Winston-Salem is. So still a bit more to come there. And then Georgia looks 70% in now. Trump continuing with an advantage here. It's about 243,000 votes, and we are getting a lot more clarity in the Metro Atlanta area.
I guess he's trying to say you were live a long time last night. I woke up 3 o'clock and saw you still going. Man, I didn't log off till about 5:30, and I mean I still had 40-some people on live. I mean, I'm trying to tell them I'm ready to go to bed. I'm ready to go to bed, and every time I say that I'm ready to go, I'm about to go to bed or I'm about to log off. The views just kept going up, and I'm like, man, I'm just gonna have to just log off, just log everybody out.
Below that 2020 level, that's very alarming for Democrats. Fulton County, again, we've got the early voting here, and now some of the same day as well. Look at that; it looks exactly like it did in 2020. Democrats want to grow that a little more.
From what
concerns them, it's a big blue.
I'm looking at them. I think yesterday I pulled almost 10 hours yesterday on live. Almost 10 hours.
That's a trouble sign for Democrats. We flagged Fayette County early in the night. would this one flip? If the blob, I call it the blue blob there, was going to expand, this is the place. It's not quite all in, but almost all in right now.
Almost did 12 hours.
2.5 point lead. Now that is progress for Democrats from 2020. This was a 7-point race in 2020.
I don't have no idea.
Would it be enough progress?
I have no idea how that jumped that far.
I'm going to tell a lot of that story. We finally have a little bit in Gwinnett County. I just want to linger on this one for a minute because it's enormous. This county has over.
For me to hit 19,682 views.
It's now one of the most diverse in the country. Democrats, you can see Biden won by here by 18 points in 2020. And again, the Democratic margin here, it's just been, look at this. In 2016, it was
them is working hours.
Almost 20 in 2020. Democrats want this over 20 tonight.
69 likes, 19,682 views.
And we can also just take a look. I said these sort of exurban fringe.
9 hours, 58. 9 hours, 58 minutes, and 5 seconds. That's the time on live last night.
One of the wealthiest counties in the state of Georgia here. Take a look. This is what happened in 2020. Donald Trump won here by 39.2 points. Tonight, he's winning it.
I think somebody said last night they were, I need to jump off. I got to get ready for work. I don't think somebody ever got any sleep last night.
They don't want big slippage. They're not big slippage. I think they would have liked to claw back a little bit more here, but they're not losing ground. And there are scenarios where that's enough for them in Georgia. You can look next door. Is Forsyth County. Now, this is another. This is very wealthy. This is a biggie you can see in terms of votes. This is a place where Trump lost substantial ground in 2020. Now, the bulk of the vote is in. Same day still to come, so room for Trump growth here. He's already overperforming a point from where he finished in 2020. That's an encouraging one for Republicans. You can just kind of complete this loop quickly. I'll just show you some of them here. Again, Hall County is one, almost all in. Trump had slippage here in 2020.
Oh yeah, that is awesome.
Improved by about 1.5 points here. Not major, but this was a state that was decided by a fraction of a point in 2020. So any shift is significant. Barrow County, almost all in. Again, Trump had slippage here in 2020.
The highest I think I ever got, like for 2 hours, about 2 hours, I got like 210 views.
With 2020, and you can take a look down here, Walton County again. This is the early vote in Walton County. Trump had
210 views. It was the most live. I think was the most live I ever did.
For the Republican tonight, 46. This is the early vote again, same day. Does it get back to 49?
No.
Back to 50. That's what Trump wants.
I have one for 301 views.
And again, Douglas County is one of these.
And that was for 4 hours and 44 minutes.
It's diversifying. And you can see here, Democrats, it looks like in Douglas have achieved what they want to do here. Biden won this thing by 25 points in 2020.
No, 414, 450.
30 points. That is something Democrats want to see there.
And that was only almost 3 hours.
It's a 6-point lead.
So, hey. But last night, I don't know what caused them numbers to go crazy. I really don't.
In North Carolina, same in Georgia. There's a lot of rural counties with large African American populations, and the question for Democrats is, can they improve? They'd like to improve turnout-wise, vote performance-wise, obviously, relative to last time. So again, I think we showed you earlier, Baldwin's just about all in. This is a change. This was a blue county in 2020. It's flipped over to Trump. All the vote is in right now. Look, you can see here, Wilkes County, just about all the vote is in. Trump by 17. Trump won this thing, by about 13 points and change in 2020. So we're seeing.
But it's kind of crazy though. I still can't believe that, And I'm like, all my numbers, all these people just start popping in, almost like it was just going like fast.
We're seeing this in a fair number of these counties too. It's a bit similar, I think, to what we're looking at to what we're seeing so far in North Carolina. Here's another one, very small, but again, this is a large black population.
Trump's such a threat to what people die for you.
Just about all the votes, and again,
And I do
one
believe
difference is
he's
in a
going
state like Georgia can make all the difference with all these millions of votes. We expect about 5 million votes. And in 2020, it was separated by 12,000 of them. So again, if there's any slippage for Democrats
to be
off that
here
2020
doing
electoral
this.
vote, that's a very bad sign
Trump
for
such
them.
a threat to the people die
Harris is
for
at
you
72.6. This is the
and
biggest
I,
single county in Georgia. 72.6,
but here
72.6. If this number
doing
starts
this.
dropping with the remaining
What
vote,
are
the remaining
your
Sunday
thoughts
vote to come
on?
in, even though that looks like an enormous
I don't know what
win,
character
by numbers it is, it may not be enormous
that
enough.
much.
The
I
Democrats
just
don't want
found
any slippage there. So
your channel
pay close
yesterday.
attention to that one too, Rachel.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Did you subscribe? Are you a subscriber? Valentine. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back. Hopefully come out and break the abuse, the absence, and be the first black woman in office. I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's really going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I can't even. They're not even showing the electoral votes yet. It's still too close. It's too, you know, all the polls hasn't closed yet. I mean, it's going to be real. I mean, it's going to be probably like almost like pushing somebody over the edge. They standing right there on the ledge. But my thing is, for Trump vice president, he should never choose Vance. He should have never choose Vance. If something was to happen to Donald Trump, you think Vance is capable of running the country? And they worrying about Vice President Harrison? J.D. Vance don't even look like the type of person that can run a country. Constitution before parties, always and forever. Yep, you're right. You're right, Valentine. What y'all think about Vance, his vice president, Trump vice president? What y'all think about that? I want y'all opinion about Vance. for somebody who didn't like Trump wind up being his vice president, that's kind of crazy. How, you know, I don't understand that part. What was the Republican Party thinking about for somebody that didn't like Trump, was talking junk about Trump, and then all of a sudden he's the vice president. He's going for vice president. So what's y'all opinion about Vance? Y'all Trump supporters? How did end up as Biden VP when they fought hard before? To be honest, I don't know much about Vance, but not too much about Walz either. Me neither. But I think Walz will have a better chance to run a country than Vance. Vance don't even look like the type. Vance look like he just look like a straight nerd. Anthony Hurtado. I think I do remember you. How you doing? That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. High age was howdy. Everybody hit that like button. Hit that like button. I mean, it just kind of, Vance just don't look like the type of person, you know, he more look like an elementary teacher. He don't even look like he belongs in a corporate American job.
The story in Pennsylvania is we say most of the state is going to be Democrats putting up giant numbers in these counties, and then Trump, that's with the mail vote, and then Trump with the same day vote trying to chip away at that and reverse it. Now,
don't know much about him. Appears he like to wear he likes to have romance with My brother died today. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that. My prayers goes out to you and your family.
This is a key county, I think, once we get full results here, to understand where this might be going, because this is what we're...
Everybody put hearts in the chat.
Donald Trump, this was a huge...
Everybody put hearts in the chat for Anthony. He lost his brother today.
3 points and change. In 2020, Joe Biden, Scranton native, got it up to almost 10. And the question is, this is winning for Democrats statewide. This or anything less than that gets very shaky for Democrats statewide. So where tonight is this going to land? Right now, if you froze the election here and you said that's it, Democrats would be thrilled with this number out of Lackawanna County. We need to see, though, with that remaining 20%, if it continues to come down and it ends up looking more like this or even closer than that. But that's the most complete we have right now of a big, substantial county in Pennsylvania.
I am very sorry here. I am very sorry to hear about your brother. Yeah, our prayers goes out to you and your brother, and I mean to your family and everybody.
Between 60 16 and 20, two counties that went for Trump in 16 and then flipped to Biden in 2020.
Anthony, where you from?
Basically have no vote from there, but that's a bellwether county we want to be following as it comes in. And the other one is on the eastern side of the state here. This is Northampton County. Now we got about a quarter of the vote in here. A lot of this, you can just see here, this is what it lets the mail-in vote. You see Joe Biden won this thing there.
Oh, New York? Oh, okay.
This was a flip. And again, this is the question now. Is the
Good question, though.
to get tallied up and come in.
Who would want J.D. Vance as president if something were to happen to Donald Trump?
Starting to get some results here out of Wisconsin, too. I just want to show you. We said at the start of the night, wow.
I try to tell you. And y'all talking about voting? Man, look at him. Y'all got to think about, man, look at him. Because what, Donald Trump, what, about 80-something years old? And let's say, let me see, let's say Donald Trump, 80, what, I think he's what, 82, 83, somewhere up in there, and then you add 4 years on top of that?
The Democrats have been gaining. Are the Democrats gaining more? So we do have now nearly 40.
That might be just a picture.
Biggest of the wow counties. This is Waukesha County. And just to put this in some perspective, this was a bad.
Anthony, how old are you?
Trump won Waukesha in 2020 by 21 points. But look, in 2016,
I was little.
Trump won it by 27. Go back to Mitt Romney, it was more than 2-1 Republican. This was bad. This is one of the reasons why Donald Trump lost in Wisconsin 4 years ago. Now, the way the vote is coming out.
Oh, you are too young to be in the chat. Why are you still up?
Is the absentee vote. We may get absentee vote a little bit later from some of these counties.
You know, you too young to be in this live chat.
Here for Harris to grow the support.
But I remember you, though.
This is just all Republican gains later on. So we want to keep an eye on here because the Democrats want to get Harris over 40% in Waukesha. They want to keep making gains here. And so with 40% in, you're at about the 2020 level.
How was your brother? How old was your brother that passed away?
Of all the counties in Wisconsin, this one has the second highest level of educational attainment. That is, people with college degrees. Democrats have been doing much better with this demographic. This showing for Joe Biden in 2016. I don't know why it's that. Yeah, 2020.
But see, that's something that y'all got to worry about. That's something that y'all got to worry about.
Democrat in this county.
Oh, wow.
Johnson in 1964. So this is one tonight.
Wow.
We want to see if Harris is further improving on this, getting this down, into single digits, 5, 7.
But I'm gonna ask you to leave the chat because you way too young to be in the chat. But we will be praying for you and your family.
Ozaukee County. These suburbs right outside Milwaukee used to win Wisconsin for Republicans.
But see, I don't know what y'all gonna do if something was to happen to Trump. Trump, what, about 83, and you add 4 years, 87, he'd be 90-some years, almost 90-some years old. If he'd leave office, then if something was to happen to him, we got to deal with J.D. Vance. Man, look at him. It's gonna be a mess. Y'all talking about problems.
Trump came along, he's gobbled just about all of those up. So the Democrats are increasingly dependent on just running up the score. This is a massive county, Madison State Capital, University of Wisconsin, high-density suburbs here. And here's the thing in Dane County, every election this century, Democrats have gotten a bigger and bigger margin out of here. This is where it landed in 2020. It's not just the margin, Biden winning this by more than 50 points. It's this. Biden.
Did he say something about he's not leaving?
Trump 78,000. That's a margin of nearly 182,000 votes for Democrats out of this county. And again, if you went back to the turn of the century, Democrats were winning here by about 50,000 votes. Every 04, 08, 12, 16, 20, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Democrats want to get even more out of this tonight because, again, they're taking such hits.
Seems like the House and the Senate gonna be Republicans. That's gonna be the problem right there. If Harrison, when she wins, her problem's gonna be with the House and the Senate. Ain't nothing gonna get passed.
As it starts to develop, but seeing that in Wisconsin overall now getting 10% or so in state.
I'm trying to tell you, that's gonna be the problem right there. How much is 86,000 seconds? It's only 60 seconds in a minute. Let me pull up my calculator. I got it. That's a long time. Good Lord, Shay. Oh, 24 hours. Oh. You should have. People like that, you got to ban. I wouldn't even put them in timeout. Just go ahead and just put them on hidden. Because sometimes people be putting kids' picture up and it be, you know, sometimes they'll be adult, but I don't know. I can't ban anyone, just block. You can't ban them. I went to his channel. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, we just got, I mean, what? Donald Trump is about 80-something years old. Yeah, I think he's about 80-something years old. And then something was to happen to him, we got to deal with J.D. Vance. Man, come on. That's, oh my God. We really going to be hurt then if Trump win or something happen to Trump. Oh my God, we really going to be lost. We ain't going to know what to do. So y'all, people don't think about that. I mean, even Donald Trump can be, you know, if that's the case, Donald Trump should have got Pee Wee Herman to be his vice president. Yeah, y'all think Pee Wee Herman can be a good vice president? As a matter of fact, he was better off choosing P. Diddy to be his vice president. At least everybody can get some baby oil. Donald Trump got Missouri. That's 10 electrical votes. Nebraska. Harris got Nebraska. Trump got South Carolina. Harrison got New Hampshire. That's 4 electoral votes. Shay, you trying to be like JR with these fire flames? But y'all ain't gonna be here long like I did last night. I'm letting y'all know now. I ain't finna pull 10 hours. 10 hours would have been, let me see, 8, 9, 10. Like, what it been? What? It's already almost 2 hours. So, see, in 10 minutes. Let's see, yep, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I ain't staying up, 6 o'clock. 9 in the morning, I would not do it. I would not do it. Y'all be sitting in the dark. That's what y'all be doing, sitting in the dark. Sitting in the dark. Oh, Lordy. Yep, I ain't finna be up all night. I'm not finna do it. Why y'all so quiet? See you, man. Have a good one. Looking forward to tomorrow. Okay. All right, Seth, you have a good one. Never say bye, Seth. Never say bye. Y'all quit saying bye. Bye means forever. Don't never say bye. Always say see you later. Shay, what you do today? What you had going on today? Well, already yawning already. I ain't gonna tell you. I didn't go to bed about 5:30. BB, what's going on? Hey, I'm back. I love this live. What's going on, BB? I was just telling them I'm not staying up late tonight. I'm not finna do it. I'm not finna do it. I mean 11 o'clock is gonna be my cutoff time. And I was still back up. I was back up at about 9 o'clock. I was back up at 9 o'clock. Thanks for not voting. It really helps. I was just telling everybody. What do you think? What is your opinion about JD Vance? Let me ask you that question. What is your opinion about JD Vance? If something was to happen to Donald Trump and we had to depend on JD Vance to become president, what is your thought about that? I think that's gonna be a topic for tomorrow. That's gonna be my topic for tomorrow. If something was to happen, I'm gonna see after see if he gonna win or not. I'm at a loss of words for both of the vice presidents running. Yeah, I think he, I think Walz would have a better chance as be a good president than JD Vance. I'm going to say about 6 o'clock. I'm coming early. Well, no, I'm gonna do it early tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna do it early tomorrow. About 6 o'clock. After I get finished watching the RICO trial of Young Thug, the RICO trial from out of Atlanta, the Young Thug trial. Thank you for subscribing, BB. If you don't mind me calling you BB, Brian, I think that's a better name, BB. Well, my thing is, I'd rather deal with a person that's judging religions than deal with somebody that has 34 counts of felonies. Donald Trump preys on women, so I can't deal with a man that preys on women's. I'd rather know I'm dealing with a crook than be fooled by one. Yeah. Nah, I ain't dealing with no crook. I'd rather know I'm dealing with a crook. We need somebody who is a good president, not crazy and not mean, and doesn't cheat and doesn't judge. I try to tell you, when they don't put God in these situations, ain't no telling who you got. You got to look at their lifestyle. You got to look at their lifestyle. Yeah. Yep, you do. We need you to pray. We need you to praise. Hello again. I would vote for you. Nope. Nope. I don't. That's a headache I don't want, baby. That's a headache I would not want. Let me tell you something. Being on here for 10 hours last night and me running for me being president, I never get no sleep. I can't choose. I can't choose. Because the first thing they have to do when that comes out of their mouth is that they have to give honor to God. If they don't give honor to God, then I can't see myself voting for somebody that's gonna put. If they can't put God first, then guess what? Ain't no need running this country. I think we need to take a voting break and clean house. If you clean house, what you gonna put back in it?
Yeah, and again, it's kind of coming in incrementally. So a lot of these counties, as I said, there's this big division between the vote by mail and the same day, and it's kind of unclear in a lot of these counties. We just don't have
Because Democrats done lost the Senate in the House.
Real close, and I think it's going to be a very big indicator here. We've talked about this as Lackawanna County, where Scranton is, and now 90% of the vote is in it. We were looking at this a few minutes ago, and we were saying again that we expected Trump to close, to cut into the lead that Harris had. It was at about 6.5, 7 before. Now with 90%, you can see he's cut it a little bit. It's down to 5 points. And remember what?
Oh, they're trying to say she's gonna win New York.
There's two very different ways this has played out in the last 2
They said she's finna win New York.
Donald Trump got close to only about 3 points behind here. He won the state of Pennsylvania. In 2020, Democrats with Joe Biden came in and won the state more than 8 points. Biden won the state. So we were saying at the start of the night, Trump wants this number, Democrats want that number. Right now, it's sitting right in between them. It's sitting at 5. So
hold on, everybody. Be right back.
Come in. Let's see this remaining 10%, what that does to this margin. Again, the same day seems to be favoring Trump. How much is it going to favor Trump? Is it going to bring it down back to this level completely? Is it going to stabilize? But that's the most complete county we have in Pennsylvania right now. And as we said at the start of the night, it's a very key one because this region where Scranton is, where Lackawanna County is, this is very contested political terrain. I can just show you some of the other counties here. Luzerne County, this is where Wilkes-Barre is. This is also where the city of Hazleton is. Hazleton is a majority Hispanic city. Donald Trump actually won Hazleton in 2020. Again, Trump campaign thinks he can make more gains with Hispanic voters. If they do, you'll see it here. About half the vote is in Luzerne County. And again, the same day is what's still to come here. So Trump's leading by 8 points now. He won this county by more than 14 in 2020. Question for the Trump campaign wants to get over that number. They want to improve on that number here. If the Democrats can stop them from doing that, that's a big development for Democrats. We want to go back and look at Georgia. Because again, and Jordan was just talking about this, the suburban support for Democrats in this Atlanta metro area. Something interesting is happening. There are some suburban counties here. You call them kind of the emerging suburbs of the Atlanta metro area, where the growth is the fastest, the diversification is the most dramatic, and that is definitely what Harris is posting improvements. I think we showed you Douglas County a few minutes ago. Again, rapid growth here. It's about half black, and you can see in 2020, 25 points. Tonight, Harris is winning this by 32 points. You see it in Rockdale County. Just about all of the vote is in here. Biden got 70%. Harris has pushed that up to 73. This is a majority black county. You can go to Newton County here. This was the tightest margin of all these Atlanta metro counties. This was the tightest margin for a county that Democrats won. Almost all in 2020, almost all the vote is in. Harris has improved on it. You see this. You can take a look at Henry County. Almost 80% of the vote is in. Again, Biden won it by 20. Look at that. That's up to 30 or so for Kamala Harris. So the thing is, though, the counties I just showed you within this Atlanta metro region, relatively speaking, these are the lesser populated counties. And huge populations. You start with Fulton County, and we've been monitoring this. This is the biggest. Atlanta's here, but there's also a lot of suburbs within Fulton County.
I am back. Hey.
Size of Fulton County. A drop of a couple points here would more than offset.
I agree, Shay, with the same.
80% counted in Fulton
Several
County.
non-professional
Biden 72.6 in
live streamers
Harris is
have
pulling
been caught getting
below that.
paid.
Meanwhile, Trump,
Hope
26.2
that's not
here in
you.
2020 is a
What are you
tick
talking about? I'm not getting paid. Getting paid for what?
For Democrats here in massive Fulton County is with only 80% counted, there is still a significant, obviously, amount of same-day vote to come in. And you just saw, if you were watching earlier, this has gotten
Can't be any worse than one robbing our country blind and taking advantage of the people because they have money. Well, you right about that. I think we need to take
good Democrats might have done themselves those other counties I just showed you.
with the same last name.
We also have, look at this. Excuse me, Douglas.
Y'all might be related.
Look at this. Getting close.
BB
Again, take a look
and Shay, y'all might be related.
here. Joe Biden won this by 14 points. Now, right now, it's basically a 15-point margin. This is another one where that margin for Democrats was bigger earlier. It's come down as more.
Y'all got to do y'all history.
Cobb is a massive county. Again,
Good, cause I've been liking your screens. I don't get paid. I'm not monetized.
That's concerning for Democrats if it starts dropping.
Only way you get paid is being monetized. You don't have. You can be a non-professional.
The slow one here in the regions.
If you get monetized, you get paid from YouTube.
Sort of a division here we're seeing between these
But I don't get paid.
suburban and metro counties here.
It's not about the money for me. If I get monetized, I get monetized. If I don't, I don't.
Big ones as the remaining vote comes in. And again, just checking in, we showed you Cherokee. These are the big.
Yeah, I gotta go put on my house coat. I'm getting cold.
Here's one, Forsyth County, where Trump is clearly has improved. I should say a bit from 2020, a point higher than 2020. You can go over.
I don't know. Y'all gotta do the history.
Paulding County, though, this is interesting. Again, core Republican area, fast growing. Dallas, Georgia is here. 29 points for Trump last time around, down to 24. So again, that's a feather in the Democrats' cap right there.
Don't never doubt it.
Bringing that Trump number down further.
Don't doubt it.
And finally, we close out on this. We're basically done in Fayette County. We ID'd this one at the start of the night as, look, if Democrats were...
It snowed today. Oh my God.
Good night in Georgia.
I don't even know last time I seen snow here.
Has made progress here in this big suburban county here. Harris has made progress from 7.
Would y'all hold on for a minute while I grab my house coat?
Is that progress enough for Democrats?
I'm getting cold. I need to put something on my arms. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm cold, y'all. My vent is right above me. I was just on a walk and it started snowing out of nowhere. Like, what's the weather there? What's the temperature there? BB, what's the temperature where you from? You in Utah? What's the weather? What's the temperature? $33 and cloudy? That's not even below freezing. What else do you want here? No, but it's below my temperature. What is your temperature, BB? What is your temperature? Are you anemic? Don't tell me you're anemic. $80 at the least. I like cold weather, but I just can't do, I mean, not too cold. I love this time of year because I can keep the heat on with no one else complaining. That's like 47 below my temperature. I can deal with that. Oh Lord. I mean, outside heat, I'd rather have indoor heat than have outside heat. Because I can adjust the temperature. What your guys' temperature like? Right now it's 70 degrees. We had a little bit of rain today. I'm freezing my head off. And yet I just took a cold plunge like at 7. Oh wow. Wow. Well, y'all got 56 minutes and I'm calling it a night. 54 minutes. In 54 minutes, I'm calling it a night. I ain't finna stay up here all night. I thought maybe I'd get some good numbers tonight. But I ain't getting no good numbers tonight. And yet, I just, I guess everybody busy watching the election. Everybody at the watch parties. Yeah, my grandpa is living life when he still is youngish. How old is your grandpa for him to be living his best life? Living my best life. Oh, okay. He's only 16 years older than me. 16 years older than me. Y'all go to bed tonight and wake up, Trump gonna be president. For real. That's what's gonna happen. I already know. Yup, we're gonna wake up. Y'all gonna go to bed tonight and wake up, Donald Trump gonna be president. I mean, if you tired, I know I'm about tired. That's why I'm giving y'all 50 minutes. Y'all got 50 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. And this is how it goes in Arizona. They get to that 10 o'clock Eastern hour, and suddenly what you get out of Remember here, Maricopa County, that's what you're looking at right here where Phoenix is. More than 60% of the vote in the entire state is in here, and Maricopa County all at once releases this, more than half of its vote. Now, let me tell you what you're looking at here, because if you remember from 2020, the story in Maricopa and in Arizona is very distinct buckets of votes that come in at different times and that have very different looks in terms
He is a liar and a cheater. Who's a liar and a cheater?
This is
Trump.
all of the in-person early vote, and this is all of the absentee, the mail-in vote that was received by last Friday. So that is what you get first here. That's what you're looking at. What will then happen in Maricopa County over the next few hours is
You talking about Trump? Trump's a liar and a cheater.
voted today. That's typically a Republican-friendly batch of voters. So you'll see in the next few hours these numbers change, and then you'll have the majority of the vote in Maricopa County will be in, and then we will wait. Because every night now, going through the week, they're going to work through the rest of that vote by mail, the stuff that came in on Saturday, on Sunday, but stuff that was dropped off today. There's still a lot of that to come, but as a starting point, if you compare this to 2020, when this number came out in 2020, Joe Biden had a high single-digit advantage over Harris in that initial batch in Maricopa County. If you remember, the story in 2020 all week was Trump trying to play comeback in Arizona. This is his starting point now in Maricopa. Also, the other big population center in Arizona, this is Pima County, where Tucson is. This is the more Democratic of the two big counties here. Again, basically the same deal. We've got this initial batch here that's half the vote. Again, Biden, you can see where he ran here in 2020. You can see what Harris is getting right now. But what will still be coming out later tonight in Pima will be that same day vote. So we'll see how that affects the count. And again, in Arizona, if we get through tonight, and this thing is still very, very close.
Baby, you tired?
Kind of locked in probably for a few days of results, just because of that pace. Where once a night you'll kind of get updates from these counties. So the question here obviously is if somebody gets a clear advantage, this is the statewide number, half the vote has been counted out. We'll see in the coming hours if there's clear separation between these candidates at all. Otherwise, it could take.
Well, you better go to bed.
Arizona. I want to return to
Don't hang up. Don't try to hang with me. Because I'm telling you, I'm calling it night early. I'm going to be early tonight. You better go to bed. You better go to bed.
A region here politically, and the question has been, what would this land at? And you're now basically.
You know they say the early bird catch the first worm.
In Lackawanna County, and Kamala Harris is going to. So where Scranton is. Kamala Harris is seen winning this by 3 points over Donald Trump. But remember, we were using this as a gauge because in 2020, Joe Biden won this by 8.5 points.
Don't be scared to go to bed tonight because it's election day.
Donald Trump lost this only by about 3.5 points, 3.4 points. This was a win.
All right, you have a good night.
For Donald Trump. He won the state. This was a losing combination for Donald Trump. Tonight, at 3.1 points, his loss here in Lackawanna County is actually a little bit less than the 2016 margin. This was one of our key questions in Pennsylvania tonight. Would Donald Trump get back to his 2016 level in a big blue-collar county like this? Because there are a lot of big blue-collar counties like this throughout the contested northern tier of the battleground. This I'm flagging for you because we said at the start of the night we'd use this as a bellwether also because this is now the complete one. We've been looking for complete counties. We've got a complete county here. So that's what it lands at right there. That was the question we asked. We now have an answer. Luzerne County, another biggie. Again, this is all big blue-collar counties, northeast Pennsylvania, slowly getting that same day, that election day vote counted up. Trump's lead now is 11 points. This is where Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania is. He needs to hit this number and probably surpass it. So keep an eye as this remaining vote comes in. But like Lackawanna, that's what we're looking at. One other thing to note here. Now look, half the vote is in Philadelphia County is the same thing as Philadelphia City. They're the exact same thing. So that's what you're looking at here. We got half the vote in. And he said Harris is going to win this thing in an absolute landslide. The question in Philadelphia has been the margin. Because what we saw in 2020 was ever so slightly, even as Democrats
What's your prediction?
and improved on 2016, Joe Biden actually lost a little bit of ground in Philadelphia. And the reason he lost a little bit of ground in Philadelphia was Donald Trump performed a little bit better in some heavily Hispanic parts of the city. So the question, another
Still got a long way to go.
win that back. They win back the ground. They lost, they lose.
Long way to go.
Biden won Philadelphia 81.
It's a long way to go.
And right now, it's 79-20. The key is this, as they count up, like I keep saying the same day vote, I'm saying that because we know the same day vote is favoring the Republicans a bit. So when I say they're tallying up the same day, there's an expectation there that it's the best numbers for Trump that are still being tabulated right now. The twist in Philadelphia, though, is they still have tens of thousands of vote-by-mail ballots.
Long way to go.
If they're going to release that second
We
ballot,
got a long way to go.
closer there. We're going to follow this and see if Trump can maintain
Long way to go.
That would be fantastic news for him if he does that. But at about midnight, a very big batch of what are going to be very Democratic-friendly votes are going to come in.
I got one.
That may
It's
answer-
called I Don't
really
Care.
gets close to an answer on this other key question.
Because we got a long way to go.
Hold what they have in Philadelphia.
Long way to go.
Back the lost ground.
We got a long way to go.
Because again, this is a county where Democrats
Long way to
won
go.
by about 470,000 votes in 2020.
I'm just saying like this, like I said earlier, if Trump become president and something was to happen and JD Vance have to step up to be president, we got a long way to go.
A little bit more than half statewide. That is Trump's lead statewide.
WTV happens.
Oh, there's one more I didn't want to.
Long way to go.
We do have about 3/4 of the vote in here. Why come
In Vance, if something was to happen to Donald Trump to where he needs to step down from office, we're going to have a long way to go.
Here you got Cumberland County.
Long way to go.
This is actually, you see red right now. This has been a growth area for
Everything happens for a reason.
suburbs in here. Again, demographically very conducive.
Yeah, but we don't want to know that reason.
Yeah, sorry, right across the river from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So Democrats made gains here in 2020. This was actually a very good performance for Joe Biden. Now you see it was almost 3/4 of the vote in. Trump's a little bit short of that number. That's a bad number for him, and he's a little bit short of it now. But
Long way to go.
all of this remaining election,
You got a long way to go.
we just saw this happen in Lackawanna
Long way to go.
County. Is Trump going to gain enough that he hits that number and surpasses that 2020 number? This is the kind of place where his campaign needs to win back ground that they lost in 2020. This is a big part of why, or a significant part of why Trump lost Pennsylvania in 2020. So we're going to follow that as it continues to come in. And I can also note Butler County. This is red. Obviously, it was heavily in the news this summer with that Trump rally. Believe it or not, Butler County in the Trump era, which started in 2016, while it's still deeply red, has actually gotten less red. This has been a bit of a growth area, suburbs right outside Pittsburgh, some rural areas too. The Democrats actually...
The next poll closed in 41 minutes. In 41 minutes, the next poll will close.
Take a look. He won it by 37.
So I say it won't happen till, it won't even happen until, I think they need to start moving the election date to on the weekends, so that when Monday morning come, everybody know what's going on. But some of y'all got to work tomorrow.
Coming in tonight would be to stop those losses that they were suffering, to stop that decline.
We got a long way to go.
Back. So with most, not all the vote in Butler County, it doesn't look like they're going to fall back any farther. Just check in too on Allegheny County. There's more than 1 million people in Allegheny County. You think of the city of Pittsburgh, there's also just a ton of interior suburbs there, inner suburbs there. 3/4 of the vote in Allegheny. We'll just show you where this landed in 2020. And again, this is one of the few counties in Pennsylvania that's gotten more Democratic in the Trump era. But, it's huge, as we just said.
I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night.
Biden landed in Allegheny County in 2020 with about 3/4 of the vote in.
Because I'm trying to keep my eyes open.
All of that mail that was dropped in Allegheny County. Trump's been trying to chip away at that sense. Let's see what this
We got a long way to go.
that 2020 level here. Democrats really want to
Long way to go.
Trying to get an answer on here too.
We
if
got a
it is
long
remaining
way to
vote by
go.
mail in Allegheny County, because we say that's the wild card in Philadelphia now. Let's check on that in Allegheny County and in Pittsburgh. But these are places, where Democrats just depend on big margins and where Harris is going to need even bigger.
Yeah, we know everything gonna happen. Everything happens for a reason, but we don't want that reason to be Donald Trump.
Lackawanna County, excuse me.
We got a long way to go. I just can't see. I just can't see it. I just don't see it. I'm sitting here trying to close my eyes and trying to see who's gonna be standing at the forefront. Who's gonna be a frontliner? What's good, everybody? Gonna be interesting 4 years. It's gonna be. Better hope Donald Trump have good health for them 4 years. Because if not, we gonna be a lost soul. All right, you have a good night. "28 minutes. 28 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you on. I think I'm gonna head out too a little early because I need to get me some more rest. I'm gonna check out a little early, y'all. I was gonna give y'all till 11 o'clock, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. I'm about to head out. I love each and every one of you. Like I said, I'll be live tomorrow about 6 o'clock. So y'all check me then. I'll be live. Love each and every one of you. I'm God's child. And I see y'all. Deuce.